This is my July progress report.
This is my July progress report.
I'm Louise Webster, and this is my July progress report.
My name is Asti, and this is my July progress report.
I'm Jake Blaisdell, and this is my July progress report.
If anybody was watching last month, I had dialed in from New York and I was running off no sleep, about a 21-hour day, jet lagged, dialed in from the hotel, so this was a bit more cinematically pleasing, as one might say. So yeah, I might not be as exhausted as I was last month, but there was loads that happened, which is probably why time flies in the first place. I'm pretty sure my goal last month was to be more present on social media. If you're watching this and it's on one of my many new Instagram reels, then I've achieved that goal because I have started posting and I made an Instagram for this project for the whole anatomy of a founder brand, as well as a TikTok, and we're kind of just building up that angle of things. And so it's been pretty fun, and I'm also gonna vlog this on my own personal account.
And last month I set out really not with a professional goal. So I was expecting my second baby to arrive, and she did. So I had 2 full weeks off, pretty much completely from work, which was great. Had actually planned to have 3 weeks, but a combination of babies not arriving on a very particular day, some complicated stuff going on at work meant I ended up only taking 2 weeks off. So I've still got 4 weeks to take later in the year, which would be great. But yeah, my main goal was to have some time off, spend some time with my family, and get us all set up for life with 2 children, which I'm not sure you can be all set up for life with 2 children.
So our mission last month was to really advance our prototype for our B2B offering, and we really have moved that forward. We're working with amazing CTO, and we're starting to really sort of see it. What I want to do now is start to get very clear on the user journey for corporates for the prototype. The second thing on our mission was to advance our discussions with potential investors. We've just completed probably the last of our accelerator programs with Eagle Labs, which was amazing. I feel like we're sort of ready to keep kind of moving on that side. So we're keeping the discussions going, and that's kind of rolling into this month as well.
This month, I really wanted to start and almost complete the hiring process, and I'm very happy to say that I have done over 50 interviews for new staff, and I have shortlisted 5. So I'm very happy with that, and I've got final interviews this week.
So what we set out to achieve was to get our first paying users. So last month we implemented our paywall within the app. I actually thought we may not achieve this because there's like a 2 to 4, well, it's like a 2-week free trial that people get. So we implemented the paywall, and then people decided, even though they get a free trial, they're still, purchasing the subscription, which was great. So we've got our first paying users within Remy, which is, a massive milestone for us.
This month, what I hope to achieve is really just locking in on the projects that we're doing. And so I know I say that quite a lot over the months, but every single month I have seen progress, and this is, I guess, the whole point of the progress report, isn't it? Is just noticing that things are ticking forward one by one. So last month, we didn't have as many amazing guests as we do now, so the guests are just piling up more and more. We didn't have the social media accounts that I was running for myself promoting it. That was a growth journey. So if I had to put a number on it, maybe I'll hit 100 followers by the time I'm doing this next time. So let's see if I do that.
July is the start of H2 for us, and so it's a good chance to have a bit of a reset for the business. The first half of this year was really focused on fundraising and testing our second product, which is now our biggest product by a country mile. And so the second half of this year is really about reinvesting or continuing to invest more and more in SmartSim, which is that second product. So we've got some really exciting product launches lined up. We've got a whole company away day later this month, which is going to be super exciting. First time we've done one. And we've closed the funding round and the money's in the bank, so we can really get going, which is very exciting.
We were out at London Tech Week and we met some amazing corporates and explained what we were doing. And that's really sort of fueled my focus this month on really getting clear on what our package is for corporates. So we're getting that ready so we can start to talk to the big brands about how they can come on board in terms of driving gender equality, but how they can also kind of advance it. I also really want to get our offline events planned out this month. It's sort of gone slightly quiet on that side, but I really want those mapped out, ready to start out in September.
So this month I really want to secure the new hires after these new interviews in both markets, London and New York, and then just really double down on the strategy and everything, because we've been so busy doing lots of other things that I haven't been able to actually look at the business as a whole.
We're speaking to a variety of different large organizations at the moment to hopefully start to run pilots with them, issuing Remy as an employee perk to their user base, running this pilot for around six weeks, and then hopefully from there being able to get some big companies on our side to kind of for us to get some contracts with some big companies, which would be great for our MRR.
One thing that I've learned is it's pretty dang hard to reflect. You think you can just dial in every month on the 1st and say, this is what I've learned, this is what I've done. But it's actually not even as simple as just doing it once a month. You have to do it on the daily. You have to do it weekly and say, this is what happened this week. And remember that, because when you're lost in all of the chaos of building a business, that's just, it becomes so easy to lose sight of the bigger picture and all those little milestones that are happening in real life. I bet there's loads of things that happened in the past 4 weeks that I'm actually just forgetting about. I was at New York Tech Week last month, and there were so many learnings from that. Just meeting people where they are and getting to know that culture and that area and all of the people doing really cool things all around the world that all come together for a week. That's a learning. I learned so much from that. So much ambition, so much passion, so much vision. Came away with so many awesome ideas for content and angles and themes. And so I was just about to tell you guys all about what I learned and forget about that. So that's my point. It's really difficult to reflect, and this whole project is kind of just highlighting that while also fighting it at the same time.
I think the thing I learned in June was, really about letting go. So I had 2 weeks pretty much completely off making any decisions. And we're actually about to test a period where neither me or my co-founder are allowed to make any decisions for 2 weeks to try and encourage the rest of the team to make more decisions. I say that it's the team that are the limiting factor on making decisions. Really, it's about me and Josh letting go now that we're a bigger team, and see how well, we had our best ever month. The period I was off was the fastest we've ever grown. And so that really does emphasize how little of the day-to-day I have control over or need to have control over.
There were a couple of things this month. Firstly is to really stay open to where the business wants to go. So not so get so defined on just going down one route, maybe that as in, is it VC, but also just be open to whether it might be a partnership or something that really evolves things this at this stage of the business. And on the learning side, also on the AI side, which I've committed myself to, and I probably want to do more, is where I keep learning about AI and how it can help us advance us as founders. I've just found an amazing platform that helps with presentations, which I hadn't heard about before. So I'm trying to really commit to that. I haven't committed to that as much as I wanted to, but I'm trying to commit to learning a tiny bit each on a regular basis rather than just not learning anything.
One thing I learned this month is to delegate a bit better, because I tend to take on too much for myself and then I just get so overwhelmed. So I think delegating to other members of the team is something I'm learning to do, and it's getting better. So I was at Glastonbury a few days ago, which was amazing. And I woke up on the second day, I think, and to find out I'd won Young Entrepreneur of the Year from the UK Startup Awards, which was incredible and crazy. And honestly didn't really expect to win that.
So last month we realized that we have potentially a really good use case for Remy being an employee perk. The reason being is large organizations run sustainability campaigns with their employees, but they have two kind of challenges. One, they have really low participation rates, so maybe 1% of the employees will be involved in the sustainability kind of employee scheme. And two, these organizations can't collect data on whether the campaign was successful or not, or they just have no data on it. And we found that if we issue or if we get REMI to employees of a large organization as an employee perk, firstly, it brings benefit to the employees. They can save money, reduce food waste, save time, etc. But actually, it can bring a lot of benefit to the organization for two reasons. Firstly, we've seen within our pilots, we have much higher engagement rates than they're typically used to. So we can engage the employee base. But number two, we can then collect data on, okay, as a result of using REMI, your employees saved this much food waste, mitigated this much carbon from being emitted into the atmosphere, saved this much money, cooked this many new meals, which they can use within their CSR reporting, they can use within their internal and external communications.
One thing that inspired me and kept me going is, I must say, this project. Other than all of the other really cool founders that I've spoken with in the past 4 weeks, they always keep me going. But, you know, I was speaking to a few of the other participants for this project. You know, they're starting to watch the other people that are participating, you know, really feel part of that community. They're really eager to meet each other. It's just growing a community that I really think is important, because why should you participate in a project and not know the other people that are also participating in the project? It's just the beauty of connections, it's the beauty of networking, it's the beauty of community. Seeing those little Easter eggs throughout every interview that I do, of people saying, oh, I watched so-and-so do this or so-and-so do that after I watched the progress report, that is wholesome, and that's exactly why we do what we do.
Yeah, I guess H1 was a pretty busy time of year, personally and professionally. We were fundraising, we renovated the house, we had a second baby on the way, and all of those things are now pretty much finished, which is incredible. So we've got kind of a clean slate ahead of us, which is really exciting, and a lot more headspace, if not very well rested headspace, for refocusing on those big things.
Being invited to amazing opportunities. For example, I attended a great webinar at the Google offices, and I love going to their offices. And it's moments like that that just sort of top you up and refuel you. And it's those conversations, it's those meetings, it's seeing people face to face. Those are the ones that really sort of really keep me going. And I've had conversations with people this month where either they've had issues in the workplace, or it's just reconfirmed why we're doing what we're doing. So our mission continues to empower women, and to empower women in the workplace, and ensure that we have all the opportunities available, not only to women, but also I'm having more and more ideas around developing our model into beyond school, because as my children are getting older, I'm seeing children coming out of school with also a lot of confusion around their next steps, and I really believe what we've created with the model with Beyond the School Run would really help them find their purpose and their direction.
So I went to the Cannes Lions Festival in Cannes, which is a big marketing festival, and definitely the whole experience was very inspiring, meeting lots of brands, people, networking from all over the world who had flown into Cannes. So that was really great, and definitely learn a lot there for next year, which I hope to attend again.
So Conrad, my co-founder, and I went to Poland for a startup pitch competition at a tech conference. It's like the largest tech conference in Central and Eastern Europe. It was called InfoShare, and he's based in Berlin, and that was in Gdansk. So we got into the car in Berlin, and we just did a road trip there, spent a couple days in Poland, kind of did a road trip back, and actually we hardly talked about work except for when we were at that pitch competition. We just spent time together and enjoyed each other's company, and we were kind of best friends before all of this, and it was really nice to almost reconnect on that level and spend time together. And that was really like rejuvenating or re-energizing, and it was really great to do because we haven't done that in so long. So that's really kept me going, and I think it was really important for us.